Hey everybody, I've got an equation sitting on that screen. Can you go ahead and solve for x? I'm going to go through and pop up a solution. Here we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle this equation two different ways. So if I was given that equation in that form, then I think what I would do is I think I would take this log base 7 and I'd want to simplify it over on the left side if I could. That is, I'd want to bring both of my log base 7s to the same side. So I would have the log base 7 that was already over there, and to get rid of that that minus log base 7, I'm going to add log x plus 4 from base 7. That gives me that green line. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is because I have a property of logs. That property of logs is going to tell me that if I am adding two logs of the same base, then I could write that as multiplication on the inside of my log. And by doing that, that allows me to get a single log equal to a number, to a constant, and that's going to make my life easier. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and I could simplify that multiplication. That is, I could expand those two factors together. Because now that I have a single log equal to a number, I can change that to exponential. So therefore, the result of that log is equal to 7 to the exponent 1. So 7 to the exponent 1 has to equal x squared plus 2x minus 8. Of course, I don't have to write that exponent 1. And now I've created a polynomial equation. That is, it's quadratic. I can go ahead and I can factor that. And I see that I get two solutions, that x could equal -5 or 3 from that equation. Now, what's really, really important is that every time I solve a log equation, I have to make sure that those solutions are actual solutions for the equation given. You'll notice I created a polynomial equation here. And perhaps the solutions I have for that polynomial equation are not the solutions for the logarithmic equation. What I mean by that is, take a look at what happens if I sub -5 back up into my original equation. You'll notice inside that first log or inside that second log, I'm going to end up getting a negative result. And I cannot have a negative inside my log. 7 to any exponent will not give me a negative value. And so if I just get rid of those blue underlines down there, I would have to make sure that I mark that -5 as inadmissible. Okay, you'll notice that if I make the substitution of 3 back up into my original equation, 3 gives me a positive everywhere inside my log. I can accept that solution, and there is the solution to the bigger equation, x equals 3. Okay, why did I say I was going to do this two different ways? Well, I could have some people that maybe would do an alternate means to solve that. I wanted you to go back and take a look at my original equation. Perhaps what I would have done is I would have said, I like my left side being a log base 7, but I wish that the right side was a log base 7. So I'm going to take that 1 and I'm going to write it as a log base 7. Log 7 from base 7. There's my 1. And by me doing that, you'll notice I kind of create a situation that I had in the green. On the right side, I have 2 logs base 7. And so I can use properties of logs to say, if I have subtraction in between my logs, then I could write that as division inside my log. But now, on that gold line, since my left side is a log base 7 and my right side is a log base 7, I have equivalent logs. So I know that the result on one side must equal the result on the other. And just so that we can see this pretty quickly, to solve that equation we have, I think you're going to probably get rid of your divide by, and so you're going to multiply that out. And so we would get this, of which I think a lot of people are going to skip that line and just simplify anyway. And you will notice we're coming in on the same line as what we had in the green solution. So, two different ways through that problem. The green and then the gold. The green used a single log equal to a number to change that into a polynomial. The gold used equivalent logs. Both pretty efficient. Okay, there's your solution. I hope it helps. Best of luck with your practice.